Hello pharma guys, welcome to my channel. This is Tapas Kumar Mahapatra, MPharm. So today I'll be discuss details about classification of polymer. So before starting, please like and subscribe my channel. So let's start. So first one is the contents. So these are the contents of today's discussion. So first one is the classification of polymer. So polymers are classified into so many categories. So one by one I'll be discuss with you. And second one is the characteristics of ideal polymers. So what are the characteristics are there in polymer? So one by one I'll be discuss with you. So let's start. First one is the classification of polymer. So polymers are classified into five categories. Polymers are classified into five categories, and each category again divided into two or more segment. So one by one I will discuss. So first one is the based on origin of source. That source again divided into three segments. One is the natural polymers, second one is the semi synthetic polymers, and third one is the synthetic polymers. Okay, and second category is based on structure, that again divided into three segments. First one is the linear polymers, second one is the branch chain polymers, and third one is the cross linked polymers. And third category is based on interaction with water, and that category again divided into three segments. First one is the hydrophobic polymers, second one is the hydrogel polymers, and third one is the soluble polymers. And fourth category is based on mode of polymerization, and that category again divided into two segments. First one is the thermosetting polymers, and second one is the condensation polymer. And fifth category is based on biostability, that again divided into two segment. One is biodegradable polymers and second one is the non biodegradable polymers. So one by one I will discuss. So let's see. First one is the classification based on origin of source. So first, it's divided into three segments. First one is the natural polymers, second one is the synthetic polymers, and third one is the semi synthetic polymers. So let's first natural polymers. So what do you mean by the natural polymers? These polymers are isolated from the natural sources. These polymers are isolated from the natural sources or materials. This type of polymer is called as natural polymers. So that example is proteins, cellulose, starch, rubber, cotton, silk, and wool. So these are the natural polymers. And second one is the synthetic polymers. So what do you mean by the synthetic polymers? Means this type of polymer was prepared by laboratory. This type of polymer was prepared by laboratory. This type of polymer is known as synthetic polymers. That's example is nylon, polyethylene, Buna S, Buna R, and polyester. Synthetic polymer means what? Means that type of polymer was prepared by laboratory. So it is also called as synthetic polymers. And third one is the semi synthetic polymers. So what do you mean by the semi synthetic polymers? And this type of polymers or some type of polymers are mostly derived from the naturally and occurring polymers by chemical modification. This type of polymer is known as semi synthetic polymers. So example is cellulose derivatives and cellulose acetate rayon. So just look at the figure, this is known as rayon. So these are the three segments of classification based on origin of source. And the next one is the classification based on structure, that again divided into three segments. One is linear polymers, second one is the branch chain polymers, and third one is the cross linked polymers. So first one is the linear polymers. So what do you mean by the linear polymers? Linear polymer means the smallest repeating unit arranged in a straight line pathway is known as linear polymers, and molecules from long chain without branches, this type of polymer is known as linear polymers. So just look at the figure. so that you can easily understand what I am telling about the linear polymers. So just look, this one is the linear polymers. So these are the these are the smallest monomers. So these are the smallest monomers, and that type when that type of monomers are repeatedly arranged in a straight line pathway, it is also called known as linear polymers. Again I am repeating, what do you mean by the linear polymers? When many small monomers repeatedly unitely arranged in a straight line pathway, that type of polymer is known as linear polymers. And the example is PVC, means polyvinyl chloride. And the next one is the branch chain polymer. Next one is the branch chain polymer, means molecules have branch points that connect three or more segment. So just look at the figure, this one is the branch chain polymers, and this one is the one segment, this one is the segment, and this one is segment. So definition tells that molecules having branch point that say connect three or more segment, this is known as branch chain polymers. That example is low density polymer. And next one is the cross-linked polymers. So what do you mean by the cross-linked polymers? It formed from bifunctional and trifunctional monomers and contain strong covalent bond. And second definition is it includes interconnection between chain. That is the very simple definition of cross-linked polymer. It includes interconnection between chain. So this one is the chain, and this one is the chain, and this one is the chain, but in between chain there is interconnection are there. This one is the interconnection, this one is the interconnection, and this one is the interconnection. So definition tells that it includes interconnection between the chain. So this one is the cross-linked polymer, or this type of polymer is known as cross-linked polymer. And next one is the classification based on interaction with polymer. So it again divided into three segments. First one is the hydrophobic polymers, second one is the hydrogel polymers, and third one is the soluble polymers. So one by one I will discuss. So first one is the hydrophobic polymers. So what do you mean by the hydrophobic polymers? So before you know that what do you mean by the hydrophobic polymers, first you have to understand what do you mean by the hydrophobic. What do you mean by the hydrophobic? So hydrophobic means water heating. Hydrophobic means water heating. So hydrophobic polymers means this type of polymer are water heating polymers. So definition is the hydrophobic polymers are not soluble in water. So this is called known as hydrophobic polymers. So definition is the what? Hydrophobic polymers are not soluble in water. So this type of polymer is known as hydrophobic polymers. So example is polyethylene, vinyl acetate, and polyvinyl chloride. So next one is the hydrogel polymers. So what do you mean by the hydrogel polymers? And this type of polymer are not dissolved in the water. Okay, this type of polymer are not dissolved in the water. So why? When this type of polymer come in contact with the water, that type of polymer does not dissolve with water, but it absorbs the water and it gets swell like gel like structure. So that type of polymer is called known as hydrogel polymers. So example is polyvinyl pyrrolidone. So again I am repeating what do you mean by the hydrogel polymers. And that type of polymers when it comes in contact with the water, it does not dissolve with water, but it get absorb the water and it gets swelled like gel like structure. So that type of polymer is called known as hydrogel polymers. Example polyvinyl pyrrolidone. And third one is the soluble polymers, means that type of polymer, so when it comes in contact with the water, that type of polymer solubilize with water. So this is called known as soluble polymers. So definition is these are the moderate molecular weight cross-linked polymers that dissolve in water. Example is SPMC and PEG. Next one is the classification based on reaction mode of polymerization. Classification based on reaction mode of polymerization. It again divided into two segments. One is addition polymers and second one is the condensation polymer. So there is two simple difference in between the addition polymers and condensation polymer. So what is that? So what is the difference in between the addition and condensation? Let's see. So first one is the addition polymers. So what do you mean by the addition polymers? One form of polymer is converted into another form of polymer without loss of atoms, ions from molecule. So that type of polymer is known as addition polymers. When one form of polymer is converted into another form of polymer without loss of atoms, ions from molecule, that type of polymer is known as addition polymers. So example is alkene monomers. And condensation polymers, what is that? Now when one form of polymer is converted into another form of polymer with loss of atoms, ions from molecule, that type of polymer is known as condensation polymer. Example is polyesters and polyamide. Again I am repeating, in addition polymers, when it converted into another polymer without loss of atoms, ions, but in case of condensation with loss of ions or atoms. Next one is the classification based on biostability. That is the last classification based on biostability. It again divided into two segments. One is biodegradable polymers and second one is the non-biodegradable polymers. So first one is the biodegradable polymers. So what do you mean by the biodegradable polymers, or what is that? And this type of polymer are degraded by body system. This type of polymer are degraded by body system in a natural biological process. This type of polymer is known as biodegradable polymers. Example, polyesters, polyanhydrides and polyamides. And next one is the non-biodegradable polymers. So what do you mean by the non-biodegradable polymers? Means that type of polymer are not degraded into body system itself. That type of polymer is known as non-biodegradable polymers. Example, ethyl cellulose, SPMC, acrylic polymers and silicons. Again I am repeating, biodegradable polymers means that type of polymer are degraded by body system, but in case of non-biodegradable polymers, that type of polymer are not degraded into body system. That is small similar difference in between the biodegradable and non-biodegradable. And the next one is the characteristics of ideal polymer. So what are the characteristics are there? So first one is the it should be easily available, and second one is it should be inert and compatible with the environment, and third one is the it should be non-toxic, then it should be easy and inexpensive to fabricate, and next it should have good mechanical strength, it should be economical, and it should be poor temperature resistance. So these are the characteristics of ideal polymers. I hope all of things you can understand. So thank you.